Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Monday, May the 26th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local market is set to begin the week negatively, with ASX futures down around 1/3%. Global equities fell on Friday after US President Donald Trump unleashed his latest trade threats, recommending 50% tariffs on European Union imports from June 1st. All three major Wall Street indices paired early losses, but ended lower. For the week, the Dow was down around 2.5%, the S&P 2.6%, the Nasdaq also down around 2.5%. President Trump said on Friday that Apple would pay 25% tariffs on iPhones that are sold in the US but not made in the country. Most mega cap growth stocks fell, including Amazon, Meta, Tesla, and Nvidia, with the AI bellwether handing down results later this week, with forecasts that its first quarter earnings increased around 45%. Deckers Outdoors slumped after the maker of UGG boots forecast first quarter net sales below estimates, saying it would not provide annual targets due to tariff-led macroeconomic uncertainty. Sportswear maker Nike fell around 2%. And global equity funds have seen weekly outflows for the first time in 6 weeks, pressured by rising US Treasury yields and mounting concern about the US debt burden. This is after Moody's downgraded the US sovereign credit rating, with $11 billion in redemptions in US markets. Well, President Trump has said he's recommending a straight 50% tariff on goods from the European Union beginning on June the 1st, saying the European Union, which was formed for the primary purpose of taking advantage of the US on trade, has been very difficult to deal with. Well, the raft of Fed speakers have again highlighted the uncertainty caused by the Trump administration's inconsistent trade policies, with Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee saying businesses are saying they need some idea that it's going to be consistent as they look at tariffs that high would be really scary for the supply chain. Well, the yield on the US 10-year note fell around 4 basis points to 4.51%. The 2-year was little changed, just shy of 4%. And the US dollar dropped across the board on Friday as investors dumped the currency after President Trump ratcheted up his trade war. The Aussie dollar at 65 US cents. And Bitcoin is trading around 108,500 US dollars. Oil prices gained on Friday as US buyers covered positions ahead of the 3-day Memorial Day weekend amid concern over the latest round of nuclear talks between the US and Iran. Brent crude futures rising 0.5% to $64 a barrel. Copper jumped 3.5%, iron ore down almost 1% to $99 a tonne, and gold surged on Friday as investors sought the safe haven amid renewed tariff threats. US gold futures settling 2% higher at $3,365 an ounce. Well, locally this week we get April's inflation data on Wednesday, private capex spending on Thursday, and then private sector credit on Friday, along with April retail trade data and building approvals. Overseas, US markets are closed on Monday for Memorial Day. Tuesday sees US durable goods orders for April, along with home prices. Wednesday, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand makes its policy decision with another cut of 25 basis points expected. And in the US, the Fed's FOMC meeting minutes are released. And then on Thursday, US GDP data for the March quarter. And on Friday, US core PCE price index. That is your week ahead. We'll see you again tomorrow.